Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakin pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth and our truth, sincerity, and diligence. All right, man, I got this article about digital currency, digital ID. Just basically going into what this devil's coming down with. So I'm going to just jump straight into it. All right, so now look at this title here. Nigeria to become testing grounds. Salakia. Nigeria to become testing ground for Gates-backed globalist-funded digital ID system. You see? So what they do is they test all these things out in these different countries, ultimately to get the results that they want, to know, to how the people are going to react, how they're going to respond. See how they're gonna turn on each other. You see how they're gonna how people are gonna submit to this agenda, man, this new world order. Now, look, I'm not gonna read this right here at all, but what I from this article, which I was reading earlier, I came to this right here: how digital ID will control your life. So I went to this article right here, okay, which was back in November 19 of 2021. But check this out, though. Look, it says, while media continue to scoff at warnings that blank passports are part of a surveillance structure that is likely to become a permanent part of our lives if we allow their implementation, there is nothing to suggest that this won't be the case. All right? It says, all right, I'm gonna just read. It says, in the Jimmy Dore show above, Dore highlights an interview Max Blumenthal about his article, Public Health or Private Wealth: How Digital Blank Passports Paved the Way for Unprecedented Surveillance Capitalism, which is what this devil plan was about, man. Each catastrophic event that happened in the planet Earth, here in America and things like that, they upped the government surveillance and put more restrictions on people, okay, which was all part of this devil's plan. It says, co-written with investigative reporter Jeremy Lofredo, the article reviews some of the tragic consequences that can be expected if global rollout of digital blank passports were to succeed. Lofredo and Blumenthal pointed to India, where a digital ID system has already been implemented. The database, called Aadhaar, contains the digital identification of more than 1 billion residents, making it the largest biometric digital ID system ever constructed. And I looked up Aadhaar. It just goes into it being a number to identify, as like a person, like a prison dude. Like, you have a number. You're not your name. You're a number. Basically, what the elites are doing, the globalists, what they're doing is trying to enslave humanity. Okay? Now, I'm going to read this. Now, check this out. This is already implemented over there. It says, while not officially described as such, the system is a de facto social credit system. And this is what's finna happen here in America, a social credit system. They're already doing it in China, and I got some clips that I'm gonna play. It says, the author says, it's sold to the public as the key access point to government services, but it also tracks users' geolocation, employment, and purchasing habits. You see, this is what this digital ID is about. It's total control, man. To where you can't, it ain't gonna just be no, fake driver's license anymore. It ain't gonna be no cash anymore. It ain't gonna be no more, you living off the grid or you untrackable. No, in order to be in society, in order to purchase any such things as called toilet paper, you're gonna have to be what? And you're gonna have to take part in this NWO, which is speedily headed to the west. It says Indians have no choice. Indians, is what I wanted to say. But it says Indians have no choice but to submit to this invasive surveillance in order to access government services and assistance programs such as food rations, as you might expect from such a behemoth database. There are glitches, and in India, such glitches have proven deadly. Lafredo and Blumenthal explain. Now check this out. This is what's coming to America. It says the death by starvation of it it man Edwardia Devi, a 67-year-old widow from the rural Indian state of Jharkhand, might have passed without notice had it not been part of a more widespread trend. Like 1.3 billion of her fellow Indians, Diva, if I'm saying that right, had been pushed to enroll in a biometric digital ID system called Aadhaar in order to access public services, including her monthly allotment of 25 kilograms of rice. You see? So they was given, this is what your allowance is, rice. This is under the tyranny of the government, this system, this digital system here, which will come to America. We're going to keep reading. It says, when her fingerprint failed to register with the shoddy system, Devi was denied her food ration. Throughout the course of the following 3 months in 2017, she was repeatedly refused food until she succumbed to hunger alone in her home. Succumbed means to die, right? Real quick. Yield, die from. So she died from hunger alone in her house. Primani Kumar, a 64-year-old woman also in Jharkhand, met the same demise as Devi, dying of hunger and exhaustion. If I'm saying it wrong. Exhaustion, Salakia. Exhaustion the same year after the Ahad system transferred her pension payment to another person without her permission, while cutting off her monthly food rations. See, this is this digital system here. A similar cruel fate was reserved for Santoshi Kumari, in an 11-year-old girl, also from Jharkhand, who reportedly died begging for rice after her family's ration card was canceled because it had not been linked to their Aadhaar digital ID. These three heart-rending casualties are among the spate of death in rural India in 2017, which came as a direct result from the Aadhaar digital ID system. This is the same type of system that they're going to roll out here in America. All right, check it out. As noted by the authors, titans of global capitalism are now exploiting the blank blank plan blank to implement this kind of social credit style digital ID system across the Western world. So, for those yearning for an end to pandemic related restrictions, credentials programming certifying their blank against blank have been marketed as the key to reopening the economy and restoring their personal freedom. But the implementation of the immunity passports is also accelerating the establishment of the global digital identity infrastructure. Check it out. It says the plan is as diabolical, which is evil, as it is genius. While the rise of the dictatorship has historically involved the use of foreign forces to subdue an unruly public, the budding dictatorship of today's relies heavily on weaponized medicine and control of information. Now, let me just see if this, because it's one I wanted to get to. Well, I'm going to just keep reading. It says, if you have taken time to familiarize yourself with the concept of technocracy, which is the distinct transhumanism component to it, you will see why this makes perfect sense and was, in fact, entirely predictable. By tying the issue of healthcare into a digital surveillance apparatus, you end up with a very robust platform for automated mass control. The use of fear also works well in this scenario, since most are keen to stay alive and don't want their loved ones to die, so they fall for lies like we have to shut down the world and sequester indoors, if I even said that right, for months on end, or else we all die. You see? Now look, I'm gonna jump down because it's one point I wanted to get to. It says, as explained by Blumenthal in this video, these biometric ID systems are all about allowing private companies to profit from your personal data. They've been doing this for years already, of course, sip hunting your personal data online and selling it to anyone willing to pay. There'll be crooks and scammers or reputable companies, but biometric ID systems will allow them to sell and profit from your fingerprints, iris, and your face, along with all the data that is tied to you, from medical, employment data to social and financial services. So, to summarize it, the vaccine, Salakia. The blank passport digital, I hope they don't strike my channel because they just killed my other channel. It says the blank passport digital ID system will allow those controlling the system to profit from your very identity while simultaneously enslaving you to the system. It is a modernized slave system, pure and simple. All right, now, where is that? So people, you have 2/3 of our people, man, they're going to fall right into this, bro. They're going to, when they can't go to the grocery store with cash or they can't do what they normally would do, they're going to crave for some sense of normality, okay? So all you people that's walking around here scoffing against the man of the Lord, because, our apostles been bringing out for years that, this devil's going to come down like this, man, okay? At the time, they didn't know exactly how, but, it's just evident now, all right? But the apostles always knew that the Motb was the chocolate chip, But this is how they're going to usher it in, man, through this, digital ID, man, this digital currency, all right? Let's see. I'm going to bring this out. Where is that? All right, believe this, PR stunt at your own risk, as noted by Door. If the digital wallet falls into the wrong hands, your life is pretty much over. The most disturbing part is that having it fall into the hands of hackers and thieves isn't your biggest concern. Because, once upon a time, it's like, how today, if, a hacker gets into your account, it's like, oh man, that's the worst thing that can happen to your account because they had trained it. But they're telling you that if your digital ID falls into the hands of hackers, that's the least of your concern. Let's check it out. It says, concerning the devastating power of the totalitarian regime can have over your life through their control of this system. Should they disapprove of what you say, what you view, what you buy, where you go, how you behave, or who you hang out with, losing your digital wallet to a common crook would be minor inconvenience in this comparison. So basically saying the government, they're going, if you don't, because it's going into what the social credit score, because what they want to do is control you, all right? So if they don't like what you say, what you look at, who you deal with, if they don't like your girl, if they don't like your dude, or, They don't like what you do, what you buy, how much you weigh. They're going to control you by what, man? This this digital, ID, man, which will all be what located on the chocolate chip, man. This is how they're gonna control you through its technology, because everything in this society is going through technology. So through technology is how this devil rule. It's how he wants to obtain back the birthright. It says, as noted by Dore, the dictators in change could declare you as a terrorist for participating in a protest. You see, so it ain't gonna be no coming up against the government, because if you got this charagma in you, if you got this charagma in you, and you call yourself protesting, they just gonna shut you off. So what people are gonna do? They're gonna not protest. They're gonna do what? Bow down to the government. They're gonna take their knee and bow, man. You see, whatever the government says, this is what they're gonna do. All right, but this is, and really and truly, this is the elites, man. Okay, and this is bigger than society, man. All right, they doing all this to get at the men of the Lord, man. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little more. It says, there is also the possibility of glitches and system errors, of course, and as illustrated in the Indian stories above, that too can have lethal consequences. A fingerprint failed to register, pension payments were transferred to the wrong person, and food rations were inexplicably cut off. How is it that errors cannot be fixed? Probably because the authorities who rely on the system have no authority to make changes in it. It's all automated, run by algorithms, and everyone is essentially a powerless slave to and within the system. Now, that part, these devils are going to be able to do whatever they want with this. They're not going to, these are the elites. They're going to have control over anything that they implement, okay? It says, and the lack of human involvement led to the death of these people. And problems are not rare. A random sampling of 18 villages in India had implemented compulsory biometric authentication at rationing stations showed a shocking 37% of people were unable to get their food rations due to some problems in the system. You see? And that's what's finna come to America, man. Okay, but this is an article. You can go, Lord willing, I put it in the description box where you can read it yourself. But this is what this devil coming to do, man. This is what that great wrath is. It says, how digital ID will control your life. Will control your life. Because this is what society is coming into. This is what this devil's great wrath is about. He knows that he has but a short time, so this is how he's going to usher it in. All right?
Central bank digital currencies are a threat to all of us, so here's everything you need to know about them. Central bank digital currencies, short CBDC, are essentially digital currencies, but unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, they are controlled by the government. So far, 91 countries are already developing a CBDC and 9 of them already launched. The most notable one of them is China with the digital yuan. Now, the reason why this is so bad and scary is because the government is able to literally control your life by controlling and restricting your money. If you're unhealthy, for example, you won't be able to buy cigarettes or alcohol. If you owe taxes, your taxes will pay themselves. And if you're a suspect, they will just completely lock your transactions. So to know what you can do against them, follow me for more.
This is what you need to know about central bank digital currencies. And no, this is very different than Bitcoin or Ethereum. 91 countries are currently developing a CBDC, and 9 of them have launched. Most notable is China with the digital yuan. A CBDC is the ultimate weapon of government control, especially if partnered with a social credit system, just like the Chinese already have. Your money will be programmed to you, and your spending can be controlled based on your behavior, since a CBDC is programmable money centralized by the government. If you are unhealthy, you won't be able to buy cigarettes or alcohol. If you owe taxes, your taxes will pay themselves. If you are a suspect, they will lock your transactions. So as you can see, a CBDC is a very scary thing, and I will be doing more content on this topic moving forward.
Everywhere she goes, Ouyang Haoyu is followed. What she buys, how she behaves, is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is. It's called the social credit system, and in one version now being tested, a person's reputation is scored on a scale of 350 to 950. And Haoyu, with a good score of 752, is okay with it. In fact, most people are.
It's a mechanism pushes you to become a better citizen.
It's big data meets Big Brother, expanding how the government monitors, understands, and ultimately controls its 1.4 billion citizens. Thanks to advances in artificial intelligence and facial recognition, and a web of more than 200 million surveillance cameras.
Are people bothered by privacy concerns?
We think the lot of camera keep the safety is really good. We can accept it.
Companies are experimenting with the algorithms to help the government create the new national social credit system. The government also has pilot projects. In one, citizens are required to do hours of unpaid work to get benefits. And scores are docked for things like littering, a messy yard, gossip, even jaywalking. Video of offenders is shown on the local news. And information collectors like Zhou Aini are paid to report on their neighbors. Her quota, 10 entries a month. Like the man who carried a drunk person home. A good deed, she says. Good social credit gets rewarded with perks like cheap loans and travel deals. But a bad score means public shame and worse. Huang Huijun lost a court case and didn't pay. Now he's on a government blacklist. I can't buy airplane or train tickets, he says, and the list goes on. Being discredited makes it hard to get a job or put kids in top schools. The social credit system will go nationwide next year, and few here are willing to criticize it. Something that may pose a risk itself for a bad score and the life that comes with it. Janice Mackey-Frere, NBC News, Beijing.
This little nugget was snuck in back in March. This is your president being a team player for the one world order. This is central bank digital currency, the push for it in the United States. So get ready for your social credit system. You guys voted for it. Thanks. I know how much some of you guys love CNN, so even they touched on it. Yeah, let's look at it. Central banks around the globe. No kidding. That would suggest one world. Huh. His EO places urgency on research and development in the U.S. Okay. How does that benefit you? It controls how you spend, where you spend, what you spend. See, implementing using a government database. Sound familiar?
You see, so you see what this devil is doing? He's doing the same exact things, which is gonna be here in America. Okay, the same digital ID, the same digital, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? The same digital move that they made in China, that they tested out over here in India. Hey, these things are gonna happen here in America, man. All right. So you people think it's a game playing and whatnot. You niggas that scoff against the men of the Lord telling you that the Motb is the chocolate chip, man. And you women that's out of order that take no accountability. Look, you're gonna be fucking trodden down in that day, man. You see? Because this devil whole plan is to enslave you, to enslave humanity. All right? Look, this is Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So this devil is gonna get he's gonna get pretty far. He's gonna chip a lot of you up. A lot of you people are going to bow down and get chipped up, man. All right, you're going to be at one with this new world order, man. In order, just because you want to survive, you care about your life more. You see? But within this time when this devil doing all this, the Most High is going to jack his ass up, man. Because he's only be able to get so far because he has bounds he cannot pass. All right? This is Psalms 37:14. It says, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. So this devil wants to cheaply take out all Israelites, man, especially the men of the Lord. Especially the men of the Lord. You see? Because we telling the truth, we exposing this devil through what, man? The spirit and power of the Lord, right? He wants to slay the elect, man. Look, this is Revelations 12:17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman being who? Israel, dragon being what? When you read it, the ancient Roman Empire, but we know who's the ancient Roman Empire today. The EU and the NATO together, man. All right? That makes up the modern day ancient Roman Empire, man. Which chiefly line up with you devils. You see? It says, and went to make war with the remnant of the seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right, man. And who is that? The men of the Lord that's going to have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which is the spirit of prophecy. All right? That's following the Lord, man, to the best of their abilities. He wants to take them out for sure. He wants to take us out for sure. You see? Because he already know that the men of the Lord will not subscribe to his new world order, man. Because the Lord said he reserved 7,000 men that shall not bow the knee down to Baal. And when you read Revelations 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and that ye that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. So that's what this devil is going to come down with, great wrath, man. You see how in the article, the lady, she died because she couldn't get her rice, man. She couldn't get her food rationing, man. All right, this and say he wants to control you with your behavior, man. But the Most High what said that they serve the creature more than the creator. All right. So you devils, you're gonna act right for this devil, but when it comes down to the word of the Lord, you can't get down with it. But this devil is looking to enslave you under his guidelines. So if you say anything against him, you do anything that he don't like, you dealing with anybody he don't like, man, he gonna cut your ass off, which chiefly gonna make you people walk a straight line in the outside of this devil, man. But you can't walk the straight line for the Most High. That's why the Lord gonna destroy you. That's why the Lord is gonna allow this devil to bring forth his plan on you. Those who's contrary to the word of the Lord, man. You see? So this is coming in your day and time. You see? And that's why the scripture says, man, he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or his forehead, that he might not buy or sell. And this is what this devil is doing, that one step closer, man. And this is what it's gearing up to you people. You're going to bow the knee. You're going to fall, man. You're going to take this, bruh. All right, because all of you wants the good life. Once this devil start cutting off your commodities, your necessities and things like that, and this is the only way for you to get those things again, you're going to take it. And Revelations, the 14th chapter, tells you what happens to all of those that worship the image or the beast or take his mark. So with that, man, I'm going to say shalom.